Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Nicholas Straight and today is January the 3rd, 2025. Happy Friday everybody, I hope you guys have a great first weekend of the new year. And without further ado, we're going to get straight into this video. This is my YouTube channel again, like and subscribe if you guys like what you see here. And without further ado, we're going to get started because we got some pretty big updates for you guys today regarding this severe weather, or not severe weather, but the snowstorm event that we're going to be talking about. So just another look at the GFS and Euro model again. So this is initializing pretty much right now, and then going out a few hours going into your weekend, of course, as we get into Saturday. So the storms and snow and the ice really start to flare up over the Rockies, just past the Rockies into Kansas and Oklahoma, going into Sunday according to the GFS model, and then that system continues to move through, and then the low pressure kind of switches there according to the GFS. It goes more southern with the low pressure, and of course brings severe weather to the south, and of course snow, ice, and freezing rain to the Ohio Valley region, going out into throughout the Northeast, going into throughout the day Monday, and then by Tuesday, mainly by next Tuesday, the system will be out of our hair. Going to the GFS, maybe just some snow showers. We'll have another quiet period, and then really quiet throughout the whole day. Maybe not the whole day Tuesday. Maybe the early morning hours might get some snow here along the East Coast, but after that, throughout the day Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, should be pretty quiet across the U.S. And then we got our system down here in the south going into throughout the day Thursday into next weekend, where that low pressure forms up and just to the south, right around the New Orleans area, and brings rain and showers to most of Mississippi and the deep south, but also brings snow and sleet and a little bit of freezing rain to Tennessee, into Kentucky, Indiana. I said Indiana twice. Iowa, Indiana, sorry. And then continues to kind of move across the panhandle of Florida as it does, bringing more snow into the Northeast, and then kind of moving out of here by the 11th, so next Saturday, and then moves out, and then you might have another little system try and form up, but it's just going to bring a little bit of showers to Florida, nothing crazy. Then we get another low pressure system to the north, in Canada, north of Michigan and Wisconsin, just kind of bringing more snow, potentially some more lake effect snow, going into Monday the 13th. And then we get another little system down here that that little system over Florida kind of hangs around and maybe brings a little bit more snow. But really, and besides lake effect snow, it's going to be really quiet potentially next week across the U.S. Just lake effect snow for the northern areas. We get a monster low pressure here, according to the GFS, over Canada, which would bring a lot of snow showers to Michigan, Wisconsin, and then maybe a weaker system coming down from Canada and developing over Arkansas, Mississippi. This is getting towards the end of the run on Saturday the 18th, and we'll bring it all the way out this goes all the way out to Sunday the 19th. So not next weekend, but the next weekend we could have potentially a system bringing some severe weather, and maybe even a low pressure going up the eastern seaboard, maybe potentially bringing a nor'easter potentially. On this model run with the GFS, it doesn't quite have the area right here where it needs to be, but it has it just to the east of Massachusetts. Of course, still bringing snow and maybe some severe weather down here to Florida and Rhode Island. And then that's the end of the run. So now we compare with the Euro model, and so we're going to start with this first system that's coming through for this weekend. So the system starts to develop and gets its act together sometime Sunday. So the Euro takes it later and then brings severe weather Sunday into Monday. So the severe weather starts later, late Sunday night, early Monday morning for the deep south, as of course snow and ice moves across the Ohio Valley. And then as we get into Monday and Tuesday, this brings more severe weather and snow to the East Coast. And then as we get into your Tuesday, again, it's going to be quiet for the most part. And then Wednesday, and then as we get into Thursday, according to the Euro model, as we go in Thursday into Friday, we get low pressure system in Mexico coming up along the Texas coastline. That's going to bring some snow, maybe some ice or freezing rain. Let me actually see. It's going to bring some mixed precipitation, as well as some snow. And then it kind of dies out. It doesn't really, it just affects Texas, and then moves out. It kind of doesn't really dies off. And then maybe, as we get into not next week, but the next Monday, Sunday the 12th, Monday the 13th. So a couple weeks from now, we get a low pressure system that drags along, maybe bringing some more severe weather potentially to the deep south, and then another low pressure system over here north of the Great Lakes, maybe bringing some more lake effect snow, and then this low pressure system bringing some showers, and a little bit of snow and mixed precipitation. But then that moves out of our hair here potentially if the Euro model will show true. Moves out by next Tuesday, not next Tuesday, but the next Tuesday. So 2 Tuesdays from now. And then again, really quiet. I mean, not really anything except for this low pressure system over Canada going into Saturday the 18th, Sunday the 19th. So 2 weekends from now, maybe got another low pressure. This is the end of the run, but maybe another strong low pressure bringing snow and mixed precipitation to the north, and maybe some severe weather to the south. We'll see, but I'm not seeing any strong chances anymore. Excuse me. The snowstorm to the deep south today, so it's been decreasing in confidence for something like that to happen. Now we look at the GFS model. We look at the total snowfall potential here. So we bring it out to Monday morning. So we're going through Monday morning, and according to the GFS, brings a lot of snow. And we'll look at these snow totals a little more. I'll try to look at them better with the GFS model on Radar Omega, and we'll try to get a zoomed in look and a better look to see what your snowfall potential totals will be. But from this model right of the GFS, we could see from Indiana, Ohio, Iowa getting into a foot of snow, 6 inches to a foot of snow. And then really for kind of central to western Iowa, northern Missouri, and kind of southern Nebraska, northern Missouri, getting into a foot or more of snow. And then, of course, going out to the northeast as well. Sorry for all the yawning I do in my videos. I don't know why. I could not yawn. Like, I would be tired and not yawn at any other time, but for some reason when I'm recording, or I'm streaming, or I'm in front of a camera, or anything, I just want to yawn. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. I'll try to fix that. But sorry about that in advance. So, back to the weather forecast as we get into let's go. That was Monday, so let's go Monday to Monday. Let's go to Monday the 6th to Monday morning on the 13th. So we got about a week out from Monday. And again, brings more snow to the same areas I just talked about, but Kentucky, West Virginia, Tennessee getting in a lot of snow, Texas getting in some snow, but the deep south and most of the southeast is snow free. We'll take this out to the end of the model run here. So this is going all the way out to the Sunday the 19th according to the GFS model. Just more snow for a hot spot seems to be from realistically for the heavy amounts of snow, probably central Iowa, Indiana, and southern Ohio into West Virginia, north and northwestern Kentucky, the high elevations here in Tennessee, up throughout the northeast, but really anything below anything if you live so in Kansas, if you live in Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Georgia, Florida, North and South Carolina, you're really not gonna. Some places are gonna see snow, and other places are not gonna see any snow at all, according to the GFS run. Now, if we take a look at this, the same thing with the Euro model run, and we'll do it at the same time. We'll do Monday morning the 6th. Doesn't bring as heavy snow. Brings a little bit of heavy snow to Kansas, but brings not as much to Nebraska. Brings a little bit, brings some heavy snow to northern Missouri. Doesn't bring as much to Iowa or Indiana. Just really brings it to extreme southern Indiana, northern Kentucky, and West Virginia. Doesn't bring a whole lot of snow over here though. Mainly keeps it heavy over here near Kansas. And then as we go to, we'll go Monday to Monday like I did for the other one. So we go to next Monday morning, not this coming up one, but the next one on the 13th. Brings a little bit more snow to West Virginia. Virginia going out into, not as much going to the northeast, but a lot of snow out here, of course, in the Atlantic. And then a bunch of heavy snowfall near, but not at the DFW area, just to the southwest of it. Maybe some places get into a foot of snow and widespread 7 to about 6, half a foot to a foot of snow in western Texas, and then maybe some snow getting into northern Louisiana near Shreveport, maybe 3 or 4 inches near Shreveport. And then you could see it trying to get near Jackson, Mississippi, but really not. Maybe a dusting, but really maybe near Greenville, Mississippi, but not really a lot. And then we'll take this all the way out to the end of the model run, which is Saturday the 18th, and nothing changes down here. It gets a little heavier for West Virginia for the higher elevations. Gets a little heavier for the northeast. But there is not a lot of snow. The Euro model is expecting a lot less snow now than it was yesterday. And taking completely, if you technically want to count the snow in near Shreveport a southern snowstorm, but I don't think that would really count as a southern snowstorm or a deep south snowstorm, as it remains fairly quiet across the deep south, all the way till mid-January, and it's really heavy for Texas, but not quite Dallas, Texas. I can't look at it with this run of the Euro on this website because you have to have the premium grade, but we can look at the total freezing rain from the GFS model run, so we can look at the freezing rain potential, because I forgot to show you guys that yesterday in yesterday's video like I said I would, and I'm sorry about that. So we're going to Monday morning the 6th, you can see right here, Monday 2025, January 6th. So the heaviest ice would be near the St. Louis Metro, up to 2 inches of ice, which is detrimental. And then southern Iowa getting into almost 2 inches of ice, an inch and 3/4 of ice, an inch and a half of ice. And then widespread half-inch to a quarter inch, half-inch to an inch of ice for southern Indiana, southern Ohio, and northern Kentucky. And then everywhere else is kind of just hit or miss, or gets about a quarter of an inch. So then we're going to bring this out to next Monday. Let me go out to so we're going to the Monday morning, next Monday morning, not next, but next 2 Mondays from now, the 13th. Bring some more ice, of course, towards the same areas we just talked about, but sorry, I did not mean to click for a sounding. But we get some ice here near the San Antonio region, maybe some near to the eastern side of the DFW area, and then some for southern Arkansas and northern Mississippi, northern Alabama. Oops, sorry about that. Northern Georgia, getting into North Carolina, a little bit of South Carolina getting some ice. And then we'll take this out to the end of the run. So, of course, this is Sunday on the 19th. And really nothing much changes. So, now it's looking like no ice. Now it's looking like mainly an ice storm for the northern deep south. So, it has changed a lot from a couple days ago. And even just yesterday, how much the models have flipped on a potential southern winter storm. So before we go look into those areas, I just do want to say that they have kept this a slight risk, but since it's now a day 3 risk now, which means it's just 3 days out, which is not realistic, but they count today as day 1, so tomorrow's day 2, which is Saturday, Sunday's day 3. We'll see what they do, but for now, it's just you got the general thunderstorms in this lighter green. In this darker green, you got a marginal risk. And then in the slight risk area, the yellow area, that's the greatest risk for severe weather. You can see your cities and states at risk down here. And then for the probabilistic, which just means the chance for severe weather, no hatch risk, so they're not expecting any significant severe weather, just some regular severe weather. And this is not a main tornado risk. This is going to be more than likely mainly a wind risk. Just some damaging winds are probably going to be the primary threat for this tornado or for this severe weather event. They will probably do for the slight risk zone. They may do a 2% tornado risk. We'll see as the weekend goes on, though. Okay, so let me load up Radar Omega real fast. And then we'll look at the GFS and the Euro model to see the potential snowfall totals. So, models. And probably starting tomorrow we can look at the HRRR. So, in tomorrow's video we'll look at the HRRR. It'll be a little bit better. Alright, so the GFS here, we're going to look at the winter weather. So we can look at total snowfall and the freezing rain. Perfect. Okay. So total snowfall, as we go, let's just do... do 90 hours out. There we go. Okay, so this is going into midnight on Tuesday, and you can see, we'll zoom in a little bit here so you can see the zone, but the heaviest amount is going to be here for northern, according to the GFS model, northern Kansas here. You could kind of see the inch total: 17, 19, 18 and a half inches of snow. And then Lincoln, Nebraska could see up to 11, 11 inches. If you live in northern, like if you live in north, just to the north of Lincoln, Nebraska, you could see 6 to 8 inches. But southern Nebraska, southern, if you live to the south of Lincoln, Nebraska, sorry, you could see 11 inches or up to a foot or more. And then Kansas City, your outlook is around a foot of snow potentially. And then the heaviest snow is going to be here along, I want to get this right, along, I'm trying to see what interstate this is. I guess near interstate or highway, or Interstate 36 and Missouri could see a foot, or could see up to widespread a foot, or maybe potentially even 2 foot of snow, a foot and a half of snow. And then getting into Missouri, northern Missouri, so the St. Louis into northern Missouri. I'm trying to move too fast here. We get 20 plus inches of snow widespread, just south of Quincy as well. So the St. Louis metro region, you're looking at around 6 to 8 inches of snow, but the heaviest snow, where you could see 25, 24 inches, is going to be just way to your north in Iowa. And then kind of you could see the spread here. The hot spot that I'm seeing for the most snow, according to the GFS, is right. Or let me not use pink. Let me use black. Sorry, so you guys can see it better. So the risk for the heaviest snow, make sure it works, is going to be in this region, right in here. So this area is going to see the heaviest amount of snowfall, which means travel is going to be near to impossible in this region. And this region right here could see a foot to 2 foot of snowfall. So as we go into other areas like near Indianapolis, Indiana, or Ohio, Kentucky, those regions, near downtown metro Indianapolis could see a foot, could see up to more than a foot and a half of snowfall, and that could be detrimental to the Indianapolis metro. And Cincinnati, Ohio, could see up to a foot and a half of snow. Columbus, Ohio, looking at around 10 inches to a foot, and then it kind of widespread 8, 9, 10, 11, 7, 6 inches of snow. But my main concern, if the GFS were to show true, is that highlighted area, especially this red region right here, where you could see up to multiple feet of snow. Now if we look at the Euro model, see what, if it'll let me see, no. So we can only look at the GFS because it's just being dumb with the Euro model. So freezing rain, according to the GFS model, take it 90 hours out. So this is getting into Tuesday morning. And you could see the ice actually stays to the south because, of course, the snow's going to stay to the north of that freezing line. So we'll start here near Fredericktown, Missouri, south of the St. Louis metro. So in Fredericktown, you could see up to potentially 1.1 inch of freezing rain, which even a quarter of inch, or even all the way back here in western Missouri. Kansas City, your main threat's going to be really the snow, not really the ice. So the heaviest amount of freezing rain is going to be here near St. Robert and Rolla, Missouri. Fredericktown, getting into Carbondale, Iowa, could see a lot of ice, and then getting into the Frankfort and Louisville, Kentucky, could see a lot of ice as well. Then everywhere else it's just kind of, you know, mixed in. But again, my most concerned area for the freezing rain potential with this first system is definitely going to be right here in Iowa and Missouri. And then also can't rule out Louisville, Kentucky as well, with almost an inch of freezing rain expected there. But I believe, really quick, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the why we have a chance for severe weather. So we're going to stick with the GFS here, and we're going to look at dew points. So I'm just going to get this, it may take a second here to get these dew points to run. And we'll look at the severe weather risk for Sunday. So as we go throughout the day today, and then as we go throughout the day tomorrow, the dew points start to rise over here near Texas, near the Houston area, getting to the lower to mid 60s. And then as we go into Sunday, of course, by the environments in the risk area, the environment's already there. But as we go throughout Sunday afternoon and evening, that's when the dew points really start to rise into the high to mid 60s over Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi. And then as we go through the day on Sunday, around probably, I would say around Sunday at around probably even 6 a.m. to probably around midnight on Monday. And then the severe weather risk kind of diminishes after that, and then the cooler air moves in behind with severe weather. So we definitely have the dew points for this event. If we look at the surface-based CAPE, so this is just CAPE at the surface. I'm going to have to let this kind of run through. Okay, there we go. So as we go through, the CAPE's not really there as we go through the early morning hours on Sunday, but it really starts to build through the afternoon, and the hot spot for the most amount of CAPE is going to be around 12 p.m. to about 3 p.m. for Houston, Baton Rouge, Shreveport could see a lot just outside of Jackson. And then the dew points moved to Mississippi, but it's not as strong as it is along the coast. And then kind of really diminishes after 3 p.m. It just really diminishes and goes away. And if we look at the supercell composite, just shows the best chances for supercells for these systems. Just going to go back to the beginning of the run. So as we go throughout the day, going into your Sunday, the supercell composite is really favoring right here in this region, which would include places like Monroe, Louisiana, Beaumont, Texas, Lufkin, Texas, just to the west of Alexandria, Jasper, Texas, a little bit of southern Arkansas, and then as it moves into Mississippi at 3 p.m., it kind of diminishes after that. So the best chance for your severe weather is going to be 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's going to be your best chance for severe weather, and then anything after that is just going to diminish and go away. So thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are amazing. I'll be back with another video tomorrow. Thank you guys so much again, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.